almost had my pole. I had a rod holder and everything, dude, and he almost had my pole. Oh yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about, Bendoski Power Fishing.
All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to slam some white bass and catch some cats.
Get this one through the ice. Oh yeah! Oh. Catfish right there.
All right, just like I mentioned, this video is all about slamming white bass, bait fishing for white bass at night, and then also catching a cat. Now, you guys know me, I'm Josh Bendoski, founder of BendoskiPowerFishing.com and home of the Bendoski Power Fishing subscription box, where we put all the different stuff that we use in our videos that you see us catching thousands and thousands of fish on. We put in this box, changes every month, fresh new stuff right to your door every single month. So highly recommend you check that out at BendoskiPowerFishing.com. Also in this video, we are announcing Terrence Jensen is just the newest member of our Bendoski Power Fishing Pro staff. Super excited to have him as part of the family here. And so this video was kind of his introduction to the YouTube channel, and so we want you guys to give him some support and some love. We're gonna start tagging him across all our social media, and it's just he's gonna be a great addition. He's got a ton of knowledge for you guys to share, and he is just a phenomenal fisherman, and I am personally just so excited to have him on the Bendoski Power Fishing team. Now, let me go into the rigs that we were using. We were actually using, I'll show you how I caught the first cat. I'll start with that one. This pole, you guys know this pole. This pole's been in a lot of videos. This was my Daiwa D-Shock. I've actually just recently switched, and I've been talking about this, to velocity rods, and I'll go over that here in a second. But let me just show you what I was actually using this day. So there's a little spot at Utah Lake where I usually catch a lot of crappie, mostly crappie and bluegills, and I usually just dead stick a pole there in the daytime while I'm going for white bass to catch his bait, right? And so what I'll usually do, and this works for a lot of different kind of fish on your dead stick pole, is I'll use a pole with 20-pound braid, which you don't need that for this type of fish, but then I transition to doing cats and I use the same poles. But anyways, 20-pound braid, and then I use an 8-foot fluorocarbon leader. Now this pole doesn't actually have braid on it right now because I got a big tangle and I don't use this pole anymore. But what I had was I had a circle bobber, but this is basically the same setup. A bobber and then 2 feet down to your worm hook. And I use a treble hook in this video. And I was actually just planning on catching little crappie and bluegills and stuff. And so I was actually working the water pretty far away. And my pole, which normally will just go tick, 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 you know, or I'll just see the bobber kind of going down, and so I'll walk over and I'll get a fish, and you know, it happens all the time right at this specific spot at Utah Lake. But anyways, I look over and my pole inside of a rod holder, I'm glad I had a rod holder because every once in a while I'll forget a rod holder or whatever, and I'll just use rocks, and you guys probably are familiar with that, you just set it up. But this was in a rod holder, thankfully. And this pole was just going bam, 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 bam. And so, and I was surprised because of the setup that was on. There's this teeny little worm way over here in this kind of shallowish part of Utah Lake. But this dead stick caught a nice, good cat that day. So you never know what you're going to catch on a worm. I mean, I've been very surprised at what you're going to catch on a worm. It's not always the fastest fishing, but you know, generally you can catch a fish on a worm. So if you're ever skunked, or my recommendation is anytime you're going fishing, just grab a couple of worms. You never know if you'll need them or not, but just dead stick a worm and throw it on there, and then just see what happens. And in my catfishing video, which I'm gonna put a link to in this description, we use worms heavily. Now, we also caught a ton of white bass this night, which we were actually going for catfish, and every once in a while this will happen. The white bass, they usually don't slam this hard at night. Usually, you know, you can slam them earlier in the day on, you know, jigs and spinners and things like that. If you guys have seen some of my videos, we caught so many white bass. You know, I've caught 40 in an hour with spinners. One day I caught 250 as a group. We caught over 1,000. It was a pretty amazing day. I caught them on jigs and spinners, just all kinds of things. But anyways, those videos will show you how to catch those. But this is a bait fishing video because spinners and jigs don't usually work for white bass at night. It's rare to have them slam, and so it's more bait fishing. You know, it's nighttime fishing. And so what we do is we'll set out 2 poles. And I was going for cats, and so this is similar to a cat setup. So I'm going to run footage here for my setup. So when we're going for catfish, what we like to do is I like to run 2 poles, and on 1 pole I run my 3 hook setup. In Utah we can have 2 poles, but you can have 3 hooks, okay? It does make it a little bit more heavier, so sometimes the fish will feel it, but sometimes this setup outperforms just my single hook, which if you guys have seen some other catfishing videos, I just do a bright jig head, and then about a 1/4 ounce bright jig head, and then chicken breast. And depending on what they're hitting on this other pole, I may switch that out for some white bass. I may switch that out for worm even, right? So that's my 1 pole. That usually I start with chicken or I start with white bass, and that pole, it gets dead sticked for that. On the other pole, what I always do is what I call the BendoskiPowerFishing buffet, is I do 3 hooks, 2 worm hooks and then another bright colored jig on the bottom. And then I'll do chicken breast on both the bright colored jigs. So the bright colored jig on the one that only has a jig head gets chicken breast, and then the second pole, which has the 3 on the bottom, and I'll run footage here so you guys can see what I'm talking about, because I don't have the setups on my poles, these poles anymore. But on the very bottom I do chicken breast as well, and then the second 2 I'll usually do either white bass and then a worm on top. So on this one line I've got a worm, I've got white bass, and I've got chicken breast. And that just has been such a phenomenal way for me to test and see what are the fish biting, because I'll know, you know, the first couple hits on that pole, I'll know what they actually are eating. And then the other pole sometimes outperforms it, because it's, you know, sometimes the fish will spit it out if they can if they feel the weight on it. And that, you know, that pole does have 3 different items, you know, 3 different meal items for that fish. But you'll see in the video, I do about 1 foot to 1.5 feet in between the first hook and the second hook and the third hook. And I actually I'm going to be featured in a magazine article, and I'll publish that all over, you know, all my social media, and you'll see that about this specific buffet that I always do to test to find out what they're after. Now, just so happens on this night, we were just slamming the white bass. We got the 1 cat earlier in the day, which was fun. And I've got another catfishing video coming right out where, you know, we were just slamming them, which was super, super fun. Right now it's super warm, and the cats are super, super strong right now. You know, depending on where you're watching this from, you know, cats back east are way bigger than here. You know, in Utah, you know, 20, 25, 30, those are pretty good sized cats for Utah. And so we like catching those, they're fun, and right now in this warm water they fight extremely, extremely hard, and they are just super, super fun to fight. And the other thing I will mention is I run fairly heavy line compared to a lot of the folks, you know, around in this area. And that's because we catch a lot of cats, and I I don't like losing fish because my line breaks. I've done it a lot. When I'm ice fishing, sometimes I'll go down to as low as a 6-pound fluorocarbon as a leader. And I mean, there's guys that I hang out with sometimes that they like fishing on 2-pound. But I have lost enough fish on light line that that's not the way I like to fish. And you know, I like to have a little bit heavier line so that I don't lose fish. That's another big thing. The other thing I'll say is when you're bait fishing, which is super, super important, especially if it's nighttime, and you can't see real well. I know people like to do the glow bobbers, and there's a lot of other strategies you can do it. But you'll see in my videos, I like to use bells, okay? And you guys have seen me, I've been using these bells. I use them in ice fishing. I mean, I use them a lot in a lot of applications. And pretty much the only time I don't use them is if I'm casting. And these just pop right on and off of your pole. So these are this is probably the best tip of this video, is to use some kind of an indicator, right? So that's what those are, because you could keep getting a little nibble, and if it's dark or if you just, you know, not paying attention, you could lose that fish. And so that little jing jing, boom, you know you got a fish on, and you can run right over there and jump on that and catch that fish. A lot of times hooks at it, and then that fish is yours. So the last thing that I want to cover is that I just teamed up with pro angler Jared Johnson to work with Velocity rod and reels. This is the one that I use. I love this rod and reel. I loved my dial, but this one is so much more sensitive. This is just a phenomenal step up. Part of it is the split grip down here. And Jared taught me a trick, and that is that you can wrap your pinky around the pole part down here. You can hold it up here too, but you can wrap your pinky around that and you can feel the bites super well. It's super sensitive because you're touching the pole itself. Where my Daiwa, the one that you guys have seen me probably catch at least 1,000 fish with this Daiwa, has the cork handle, the full on, let me show it to you. It's not the split grip, okay? It's just all cork, right? You guys have seen that in my videos, and so you just don't have the sensitivity. You can hold up here and hold there, but you just don't have the sensitivity in the grip. So we're gonna offer these poles on my website, BendoskiPowerFishing.com, and you can get them there. This one is my main pole. This is the signature series, Jared Johnson's signature series. This is a phenomenal pole. And then I also am dead sticking. I switched my dead stick pole. I got a couple different poles that I've used across my videos you guys have seen. But this is the new one that I'm going to be using pretty much for my dead stick primarily. It's a little bit more affordable than the signature series. We offer these for I think $35 for a rod and reel combo on my website. So I just wanted to mention that because this is a, for an affordable option, this is a dynamite pole. And you don't have to just dead stick with this. It's just I have a more expensive pole so that I got the better version. But that's just a more affordable option. If you're new to fishing, or if you just don't have the resources to get the nice one. These ones though, we sell for I think $55 or $59. It'll be on the website, but this is a phenomenal rod and reel combo. Just absolutely dynamite. I am just so in love with this rod and reel. It's super sensitive. It's fun for catching little fish. It's fun for catching big cats. This is a good pole. So anyways, enough about that. Use this strategy, and then the next video that'll be coming out relatively soon will be catching big catfish. Just a phenomenal way to use chicken breast and white bass. Go out there and catch one. But in this video we happened to catch just a tremendous amount of white bass. It was super fun. The bells are a huge thing. There's just there's a lot of good tips in this video when you're out bait fishing that will just make a huge impact. And I think you can get those bells for like $1 or maybe like $2 or something at Walmart, wherever. We may actually start including them in one of the months of the Bendoski Power Fishing box. Just toss a couple in there. We'll see. I've got to find a place to get them in bulk to do that. But either way, that is the video for today. So go out there and catch yourself a ton of fish.
Okay guys, check it out. Here's Terrence, the first fish of the day. Got it on chicken, straight hooking chicken. And check this out, Terrence is our newest team member on the pro team for Bendoski Power Fishing. And so today we're making our first video with him on the pro team. Booyah! He almost had my pole. I had a rod holder and everything, dude, and he almost had my pole. This is a cat. Oh yeah, this is a cat for sure. Hang on, he's got to tire him out a little bit more. Oh yeah. I don't want to lose him, but yeah, it's a catfish for sure. Alright, he's coming. He's only about a foot under that bobber. Nice big cat. Alright. Oh. Oh yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about, Bendoski Power Fishing. Hey, let's pick him up. Dude, I had my rod in a rod holder. Normally I just catch a little perch right here, and it's all ding, he's gonna yank it out. Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. All right. Check it out, guys. This is a good start to the day. 2 fish right in a row. Booyah, guys. First cat of the day. I'll actually measure this guy. I'm gonna get my pole back in the water first, and then we'll do another little intro here, but this is the first fish of the day for me. Booyah! Yep. Yeah, he's pretty cool. He says he's gonna try and get Troy to come out with us one of these times. Okay, guys. This catfish is probably, just to straighten out, 23 inches. Nice 23-inch cat. Here from the pro team, hooking it up. So this is actually chicken skin. It's chicken chicken wings, what I got, or yeah, chicken, oh, what are these called? Chicken thighs. And this is the skin part. The skin stays on the hook real nice. And so I'm gonna go 2 chicken, and I'm gonna put a worm on the bottom. Just a little half a worm on the bottom. And I hook it in, oh here, so I try to hook it in quite a lot, because this will last quite a bit all night. These hooks need to be, here's an important thing too, if you carry a file with you, these hooks have been sitting in a tackle box, and I'm just going to sharpen them up real quick. I know I have a whole video on this, which I'll link to, but I'm going to just show you real quick. It's always nice to have a file with you. So that way if you got some hooks that got a little rust on them or whatever, which these certainly do. You can just file them. So that they're sharp again. Okay guys, this is Terrence. These are just 2. He's got another one in there. Booyah, check him out. That's a good sized white bass. We should probably measure that one. I'll get my other pole and then we'll measure it. So I gotta measure this cat anyway. Got one. Oh, popped off. Fish on over there. Good job, Terrence. White bass in it? Oh yeah. Good size? That you said? Terrence is on again. That looks a little bigger. No, white bass. Chicken in a hook?
Yeah, they're pretty hefty, bro.
Yeah, they're not bad at all. Yeah, he's a good size. Here, let's see how big he is real quick. Let's hold him. Booyah. This guy is 11 and a half. Nice. It's on again. Oh yeah. White bass in it all day. Let me get closer real quick. Good size, man. Not a bad size at all. Oh yes, another one. Oh yeah, okay, here's Enoch's first fish of the day. Good size white bass. Terrence, look at this.
Yeah, bro.
Dang, dude.
We found a good.
That's a fat boy.
We found a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. That's just on white bass too. Looking at white bass. Boom. Okay, I'm gonna show you the most humane way, about GoPro as well, to kill a fish. It's a nice big bass that we just got. They've got a little soft spot right here in their head. Put them on something like that. Just pop their head open. Just pop their brain. Just like that. It's done. Okay. So, nice little white bass here in the dark. Feisty sucker. Just want to show them to you. Nice little white bass. Kind of a smaller one. Boy, yeah, baby. Get this pole back out in the water. Okay, booyah. I just got another white bass. And got hit again on the other one. Check this bait on all those. Hey, that's good news though. That was 2 hits right in a row. Booyah, guys. Ouch. Chill, dude. Ouch. Chill, homie. Boy, yeah, another white bass in it. Man, we have caught a lot of fish today. Check it out, Ema's got another one. Booyah! Ooh, fat little white bass. God, these guys are getting fat for the summer. Ouch! Okay, he's on again. Booyah! Another white bass. Boom. On the white bass, too. Hey, Ema goes again. Oh, these are good sized white bass, man. This is probably my guess. Ouch! Took blood, look at that. That's why you gotta watch out for those suckers. Got him. Alright, guys, look at this guy. Not a bad white bass, even in the night. Cannibals go eating white bass. Booyah. Okay. Hit it again. You know, it's actually fairly rare that you catch this many white bass at night, but they are bait fish. Ouch. They're bait fishing tonight. You're gonna end up as bait here, buddy, if you keep it up. You're gonna be the next meal for the next one. Okay, there you go. Calm down for a sec. Boy, yeah, nice white bass. Look at him. And they are straight swallowing it too. Boy, yeah. Boy, yeah. Another white bass. Nailed it. Okay, guys, another white bass though. Oh, I can see him swimming. See him out there in the water. You want to come home for dinner? Ooh. Okay. Well, there's another white bass at least. Okay, look guys, he got this one. Actually went for the worm. I put the worm on specifically for catfish, but I'll take a fish over no fish any day. Booyah, guys, another one. Okay, this could be the first cat. Ema just always lost his pole in the water. Oh yeah, for sure he's on. Oh my gosh, Ema just almost totally lost his pole. Where's your phone? I'll do the Instagram of the flipping.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. Oh no, it's on. Oh, okay, give me to the Instagram, dude. How do I get to it? I don't want to lose it. Sorry,
Oh, he's pulling.
oh, it could be a cat. If he's pulling, it might be a cat.
He's pulling.
Okay, Ema's on to a big fish, pulling drag, man. Oh! Boy, yeah, buddy. This might be the cat. He's pulling drag tough. You might want to tighten that drag up just a little bit.
Oh my God.
Not too much, not too much. You don't want to bust the line. You need to have a little bit of room to. I think Ema's got a cat. Oh, I think I might have to run and I might have to run and get the net.
No! Oh no! Wow!
He was pulling drag tough though.
Oh man!
Get this one through the ice. Oh yeah! Oh, catfish right there.